let's go. They should be F6, but that does not want to work right now, so... So this is another Kingluxe review game for Mercy. 26 minutes, I think it said. Which I'll maybe try to cut down on uninteresting parts and stuff, but yeah. Let's see what type of review I can give for my second one ever. So they're making sure they're damage boosting, getting on the Zarya right now. Fight hasn't begun, so it doesn't really matter. Sojourn's gonna be their best bet, and the enemy team's gonna do a sim TP. Zarya went down because she's out of position. So you're doing a good job right now, Lux, with kind of staying out of their LOS and stuff. I feel like you gotta super jump a lot more, but also that's just probably how I play. I super jump way too much, but I feel like being in the air a little bit and trying not to stay in those corridors is a thing you kind of have to stay away from, but also they have a Zarya and a Sim which can beam you down, which they, you know, they don't really have to aim to do so. But you're doing good with sticking on the Sojourn, making sure that they're being damage boosted. Zarya is also a good choice for damage boost as well. And what I said, you're doing a good job with staying out of LOS of the enemy. So that is really good. What I said, I feel like you're staying on the ground way too much, but also at the same time you're doing what I said, you're doing a really good job with not being in the line of sight of the enemy team. So you're doing really good there. You're actually making sure that you're maintaining your damage boost a lot more. So yeah, you're doing a really good job right now of maintaining the actual damage boost while the enemy team Mercy was actually trying to go for a Glock there. So you're not becoming bloodthirsty like the other Mercy is. It's better to actually maintain your heals than actually Glock. Maintain your heals and damage boost. You gotta get out of this corridor, which you're staying in a little bit too long. You had chance to really, what I said, you gotta make sure that you don't stay in these tight corridors because you can't super jump or really escape well. So you gotta make sure that you kind of go into a little bit more open spaces or more room where you can actually fly upwards. You're appreciating the scenery of the map. So what I saw, this game is around 26 minutes long. Good job with switching targets and actually damage boosting the soldier in there when the monkey jumped, so she was able to do mass damage. What I said, you need to maybe work on the super jump a little bit more, but good job switching to the fair, doing the pharmacy and being able to hit targets. I feel like a lot of my reviews and stuff is the exact same thing I said before. You should be able to get Soldier and you started resin a little bit too early. Good thing not getting baited by the enemy Mercy. Because you start glocking and that was kind of a little bait to get you to stop healing there. They called a little challenge on you. Oh, so I'm sorry if you see me yawning. I literally just woke up right before I started recording. Good job with not sitting on the Pharaoh because, you know, her ultimate is kind of a almost certain death, and you gotta pay. So you're doing a good job paying attention with not 100% sticking onto the Pharaoh and playing straight up Pharmacy, because Pharmacy will actually get you killed a lot most of the time. You'll get left behind, or Pharaoh will lead you into a bad position. So that's a good job. So good job with not staying on her at that point. Yeah, so you have to make sure, like, that doorway, you could have kind of gotten through that if you made sure to hit your super jump button, which you haven't really used this entire match. You still got to get used to the feel with that, and it's a lot easier to do so by hitting crouch when that bar goes with your Guardian Angel. So you've had areas where you could have used it and you just haven't, because it's a really good escape tool that Mercy has. And you know, it's been what she's had for a very long time, but it's a very good escape tool, and you kind of need to try to use it a lot more instead of staying on the ground a bunch. You need to make sure you switch targets. There you go. You stayed on the Bastion a little bit too long there. When you have multiple teammates wounded or hurt. You could have hit in that corner there, but that's like not relevant at all to the review. Oh, you need to back up. Wait for your team's back. Going on the sword drone, but the biggest person that you need right now is Zarya, but she was still respawning. But I said this would be in ways a perfect time to make sure that you're using your super jump there. Super jump can actually stall the point extremely well, which is what I said, a big part of our toolkit, and it's a really good staller when the point is pretty much right there onto point. I thought it made you switch teams. I was like, why is my F6 not working? But no one's been able to select because you guys are waiting in the timer. There we go. And you switched your skin. No longer mage.
Just one more mission.
Take care of each other out there. Je sens que je vais bien m'amuser.
So now you gotta make sure that you focus Zarya and Genji with your damage boost here. Widow's kind of a meh for damage boosting. So I would say a good amount of the time, make sure that you damage boost Zarya. Zarya is a really good damage boost target at this current time within Overwatch. To be honest, she's a really good time to damage boost since she has high damage output. You couldn't really follow the Genji. Genji went out of position in a way, since you guys still have to be able to destroy those turrets, which still haven't been dealt with. Here we go. So good job sticking with the Zarya right now. Nothing you can really do about the Cassidy. Make sure, what I said, you have to make sure that you super jump a lot more. There we go. I say that, and of course you super jump. Because you want to make sure you maintain your tether most of the time. Which, if you drop into those like little ditches, you know, the tether breaks real fast, so you want to make sure that you damage boost. Even if you drop down for a second, you want to make sure you still hit that button right away so you can actually go back up and maintain tether so it doesn't break. You've been doing a good job with your Valkyrie. Your Anna almost died. Risky res with Cassidy right there? But he didn't hit you? No, you're still doing a good job though. I think most of the things I've said is just make sure that you super jump a lot more. Like, the review has been kind of trash. Now I'm starting to see why you haven't been super jumping. They're a little. They're kind of alright. The Cassidy's alright. For some reason, he hits shots when everything's in the air. But also, that was just a bad position, really, because there was nothing you can really do. Only way you could maybe escape that is if you were able to get onto the bridge with your super jump. But you weren't able to really get the charge up enough. So that's good that you didn't use your Valkyrie right there. I probably would have accidentally popped mine, but that was a really good job with holding yourself back as the fight was already won. With the Zarya charge and that Reaper kind of helped decimate the team, so that's really good that you kept your Valkyrie for the next fight, so you have that ultimate there. You're doing really good at ult management and holding back and not being super aggressive, so that's 2 fights right there that you were able to hold it back and not really popping. Now I can actually use it for the final fight. Which isn't the final fight at all, but still it's a good job that you maintained him for this fight, even though the fight was losable. Or, you know, the fight was lost, not losable, it was lost. But still, good job. Nothing you can really do there when Reaper ultimates to your teammates. But what I said, good ult management. Reapers in late right now are a really good target to actually damage boost. You should have been able to switch to him a lot sooner to actually make sure that you're actually damage boosting, because he really needed the HP there, which also is a problem with Mercy's kit, so that probably wasn't your fault with actually trying to switch to him, because, you know, it does become difficult when you have multiple teammates like in front of each other. But yeah, try to make sure that you focus, you switch targets a lot more and focus on the HP, as Reaper really needed that there. But what I said, that might not have been your fault, since, you know, could be the kit. What I said, you should have tried to, moved up there a lot sooner to be able to support the Reaper, as you had a lot of room on the left side at the stairwell to be able to jump over to him to be able to get the heal off. Sometimes you just gotta risk it for the biscuit, but also it looks like, what I said, it looked like you had enough room to be able to actually go over there to do so. Just waiting for the next respawn. There we go. Switching back and forth between like mage and witch.
Tell Jer to stop chasing me.
I have. He wouldn't listen.
Isn't that just like him?
The eye will not fail. The hand will not flinch.
You know, no, I'm gonna leave that. No, they're going for the teleport. Oh, nothing you could do. I wanted to say you could have went for the res there, but the thing is that that would have just gave them ult charge if you read Zarya, because you could have jumped off the side and started the res cast, but that would have been a terrible decision to do. Nothing you can do there since I was an ultimate and you kind of had to run through that corridor to get away from it, so nothing you can do there. Your team really has to regroup, but this isn't a team review. This is a mercy review. You just gotta make sure that you maintain the damage. You're unable to see the Zarya right now. Just switch to Reaper. That is not the button I wanted to go. There we go.
Town failed another mission. Going soft.
Do not speak.
I don't know why I didn't just use that button to speed it up a little bit. And that's GG. So there's nothing really you could have done there, but okay, so the basics. Oh. No, that is GG. Okay, so the basics of what I saw, you need to super jump a lot more, and in certain areas you needed to switch targets and actually heal or damage boost your teammates. But I feel like you need to use the super jump mechanic a lot more. You were doing a really good job with LOSing in areas, but being able to super jump and using the mechanic will actually help you a lot, especially areas where you could escape from that you weren't utilizing that part of the kit as much, which you need to try to use a little bit more. But besides that, everything else went fine with LOS and making sure that your resin damage boosting. You just have to make sure you switch targets a little bit more to be able to heal and damage boost. Because there was parts where Reaper could have used your assistance that you had an opening to do so, but you didn't really move up to those parts where there was a good amount of free space to do so. But yeah, besides that, just the notes that I can really see is super jump a lot more to be able to escape and get to other areas to make sure you maintain your tether on your teammates, and making sure you try to swap targets and try to help out certain teammates, because there was areas you could have healed them at and you really weren't able to do so, or you were kind of hanging back a little bit too much and not being able to move forward, be able to assist that front. But besides that, that's really all I got. Hope this VOD review helped. Probably wasn't the greatest, but yeah.